Good evening, everyone. I'm your host Yashasvi Gupta with your daily roundup of legal updates from across the country. For detailed reading, you can always visit on our website. Please make sure to watch this video till the end and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. In the first news today, the Supreme Court dealt with FIRs filed against Professor Ali Khan Mahmoodabad of Ashoka University over his social media post on Operation Sindoor. The Haryana police informed a bench of Justices Suryakant and Joymalia Bagchi that a closure report had been filed in one FIR and a charge sheet submitted in another. Taking note, the court quashed the FIR in which the closure report was filed, and regards to the other FIR, the court passed an interim order barring the magistrate from taking cognizance of it. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal, representing Mahmoodabad, argued that it was most unfortunate for the police to invoke Section 152 of the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita in this case, which deals with the offences attacking the sovereignty of the nation. He also pointed out that the Supreme Court is itself examining the constitutional validity of this provision. Earlier on May 21, the court had granted Mahmoodabad interim bail and directed the Haryana DJP to form a special investigation team to confine its probe to the two social media posts. Noting that Mahmoodabad had cooperated with the investigation and surrendered his devices, the court directed that he should not be summoned again. The bench further directed the SIT to conclude its investigation within 4 weeks. The Supreme Court pulled up 5 comedians, Samay Raina, Vipul Goyal, Balraj Singh Ghai, Sonali Thakkar and Nishant Tanwar for making jokes that mocked persons with disabilities. The court directed them to publish public apologies on YouTube and social media, stressing that humor cannot come at the cost of someone's dignity. The bench led by Justices Suryakant and Justice Joymalia Bagchi said the degree of repentance should be higher than the degree of offending. The judges reminded that free speech under Article 19 cannot override the right to dignity under Article 21. The bench also stated that on the next date of hearing, it will decide on the penalty to be paid by the comedians. It also suggested that they use their platforms to spread awareness about disability rights. The Supreme Court recently dealt with a case where a Russian woman fled from India with her minor son despite a pending custody battle with her Indian husband. A bench of Justices Suryakant and Joymalia Bagchi noted that under treaty obligations, Russia is bound to assist India in criminal investigation. The court directed the Ministry of External Affairs to make a fresh request for cooperation after the Russian embassy earlier declined to share information citing lack of consent of the women. Additional Solicitor General Aishwarya Bharti informed the court that an FIR has been registered against the women for kidnapping, forgery and conspiracy, and that Interpol issued a blue corner notice on August 11th. She added that the disciplinary action was initiated against the concerned Delhi police SHO for negligence. Also, Justice Khan criticized the Indian embassy in Moscow for not doing enough, emphasizing that the issue requires diplomatic tact rather than coercion. The court recalled that the women left India in July, traveling through Nepal and UAE before reaching Russia on July 16th, allegedly on forged documents. It described the incident as gross contempt and expressed suspicion of official involvement. The bench strongly criticized Delhi police failure to follow earlier directions. The Delhi High Court has set aside an order of the Central Information Commission directing the Delhi University to disclose information with respect to the bachelor's degree of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. DU filed the plea in 2017 against CIC's order, which allowed inspection of records of the students who had passed BA program in 1978, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also stated to have cleared the examination. The order was stayed on the first date of hearing on January 24 in 2017. Solicitor General of India Tushar Mehta had appeared for the varsity and submitted that the impugned order passed by CIC was liable to be set aside. He said that he has no objection in showing the record to the court. The SG further added that the varsity had no reservation in showing the degree to the court, but cannot put the record for scrutiny by strangers, and also added that mere curiosity is not enough to approach the right to information forums. On the other hand, senior advocate Sanjay Hegde appeared for RTI applicant and had submitted that the information as sought in the matter would be normally be published by any university and used to be published on notice boards, varsity's website and even newspapers. He has also opposed the submission made by the Solicitor General that the information of students was held by a university in a fiduciary fiduciary capacity and cannot be divulged to a stranger as the same is exempted from disclosure in law. Coming to the next news today, the Supreme Court issued a notice on a writ petition claiming that Bar Council of Uttar Pradesh is charging rupees 14,000 for a certificate of practice, despite the court's earlier ruling in Gaurav Kumar versus Union of India. In that case, the court had held that bar councils cannot charge enrollment fee beyond what is prescribed under Section 24 of the Advocates Act. That is rupees 750 for general category and 125 for SC/ST advocates. When the matter came before a bench of Justices J.B. Pardiwala and K.V. Vishwanathan, the court initially asked why such petitions are still being filed after the Gaurav Kumar ruling. The petitioner also argued that before the judgment, the UP Bar Council charged 16,500 as enrollment fees. Now, despite the ruling, the Bar Council continues to charge rupees 14,000 in the name of giving certificate of practice. The council also referred to an official communication of the UP Bar Council in this regard. Notably, in a recent clarification, a bench of Justices Pardiwala and R. Mahadevan had reaffirmed that neither the Bar Council of India nor state bar councils can levy any optional fees beyond the statutory enrollment fee. Coming to the last news of the day, the Supreme Court allowed a writ petition filed under Article 32 by Vasanta challenging his sentence. A bench of Justices Vikram Nath, Sanjay Karol and Sandeep Mehta held that while convictions that have attained finality cannot be routinely reopened, relief can be granted where there has been a breach of procedural safeguards. In this matter, Vasant Sanpat Dupare had been awarded the death sentence by a Nagpur court, which was upheld by the High Court on appeal and later confirmed by the Supreme Court in 2014. His review petition was dismissed in 2017 and his mercy petitions before the governor and the president were rejected in 2022 and 2023. He then filed the present petition relying on the 2022 judgment in Manoj versus State of Madhya Pradesh, which directed that mitigating factors including psychological and psychiatric evaluations must be considered before awarding the death penalty. This conviction but set aside its 2017 decision on sentencing. It referred the matter to Chief Justice B.R. Gavai for fresh consideration on sentencing in line with Manoj judgment.